A crew can lose the first hour before the first machine starts. A gate code is missing, the priority changed, the property note is outdated, or the truck leaves without a required item. A daily briefing cannot replace training, supervision, or site judgment, but it can put verified job facts, approved changes, access information, and escalation points in one clear place before departure. Pause here and compare this step with one recent job. Check wrong address, missing access, unclear priority. Write down the facts you can prove, the unknowns that remain, and the person responsible for the next decision. We will build a 5-minute briefing from approved schedules and job records, separate must-know facts from clutter, and use AI to format one crew sheet. Then we will add a readback and change process so the document stays useful when the day changes. The practical test is whether a crew member or customer could understand this without extra explanation. If today's jobs, critical facts, close out is vague, improve the source record before asking AI to produce a cleaner version. Subscribe to AI Work Crew and turn on notifications for practical new AI content coming out daily to help local service businesses save time, work smarter, and grow. Choose the sources that control the day: the approved schedule, current scope, verified property notes, crew and vehicle assignment, customer communication, and any qualified safety or technical instructions. Mark the update time. Do not let an old estimate, casual text, or AI summary override the current record. If two sources conflict, stop and ask the responsible person. Apply this to a small sample before changing the whole business. Review approved schedule, current scope, property notes, crew assignment, compare the draft with the real outcome, and correct the workflow whenever the record and the field do not match. A useful briefing has 6 blocks: show job order and travel plan, approved scope and exclusions, access and customer preferences, verified changes, who to call when facts differ, and required closeout records. Keep private customer information to the minimum necessary. Avoid filling the page with details the crew cannot use. Pause here and compare this step with one recent job. Check job order, scope, access, changes, escalation, closeout. Write down the facts you can prove, the unknowns that remain, and the person responsible for the next decision. Safety information must come from qualified procedures, training, manufacturer guidance, the site assessment, and applicable requirements. AI may format approved safety notes, but it must not invent hazards, protective equipment, chemical rates, lifting methods, traffic control, or emergency instructions. Visually separate safety critical information from routine administrative notes, so neither is buried. The practical test is whether a crew member or customer could understand this without extra explanation. If qualified instruction, site assessment, office note is vague, improve the source record before asking AI to produce a cleaner version. Use this prompt. Turn the verified schedule, approved scopes, current property notes, crew assignments, and approved instructions below into a concise daily briefing. For each stop, show order, objective, inclusions, exclusions, access, customer preference, known changes, escalation contact, and closeout requirement. Do not add technical or safety instructions, quantities, times, addresses, promises, or customer facts. Flag conflicts and missing information for a human before departure. Keep a visible review gate beside this step. Confirm use current records, no invented facts, highlight conflicts, record who approved the decision, and preserve the final version, so later changes do not erase what the team originally knew. Suppose the route has a recurring lawn visit, a bed cleanup, and an estimate visit. The briefing should not blend them. The lawn card carries the current approved scope and access note. The cleanup card lists the defined areas and exclusions. The estimate card clearly says no work is authorized. If the customer asks the crew to add work, the crew follows the company's approval process rather than accepting an AI-generated change. Apply this to a small sample before changing the whole business. Review recurring lawn, bed cleanup, estimate visit. Compare the draft with the real outcome and correct the workflow whenever the record and the field do not match. Before departure, ask the crew to read back the major change, the first escalation point, and any stop with missing information. This is not a quiz. It catches misunderstandings, while the office can still correct them. Encourage the crew to report field conditions that differ from the record. The briefing is a starting map, not proof that the site matches the notes. Pause here and compare this step with one recent job. Check what changed. What is unclear? Who approves? Write down the facts you can prove, the unknowns that remain, and the person responsible for the next decision. When the schedule changes, issue a clear update with the time, affected stop, reason that can be shared, and responsible approver. Confirm the crew received it. Do not silently replace the document or depend on an AI assistant to decide which customer moves. Customer promises, overtime, route changes, safety, and staffing remain human decisions. The practical test is whether a crew member or customer could understand this without extra explanation. If version time, notify crew, confirm receipt is vague. Improve the source record before asking AI to produce a cleaner version. At day end, compare the briefing with close-out records. Note work completed, exceptions, approved photos, customer questions, and follow-up required. Track recurring missing facts and late changes. The goal is not a perfect-looking sheet. It is fewer preventable delays and cleaner information flowing into tomorrow. Keep a visible review gate beside this step. Confirm completed scope, photos, exceptions, next action. Record who approved the decision and preserve the final version. So later changes do not erase what the team originally knew. Your 5-minute briefing now has a trusted source, 6 clear blocks, a readback, and a controlled update path. AI improves format and consistency, while supervisors and crews retain real-world judgment. Next, we will connect the approved scope to a material and equipment planner that reduces forgotten gear without inventing quantities. Apply this to a small sample before changing the whole business. Review verified facts, crew feedback, human control, compare the draft with the real outcome, and correct the workflow whenever the record and the field do not match.